So I'm just going to create a new project folder here. So I'll go and to mkdir to create a new project folder. So here I'm going to call this tax mini app. Okay. And once I create the project folder, I'll then navigate into it with the command cd. Okay. So this means I'm currently in the tax mini app, project folder. Okay, so let's get started. One thing you need to do is to make sure you create a virtual environment. So you use this command -3 -m and then virtual environment. So we need to create a virtual environment to run our application. So this is the command that you use to create a virtual environment. It just takes a few seconds and then the virtual environment will be created for you. You will see this in action very soon. Okay. All right, so now that the virtual environment is created, let's then install, Flask framework. So you say pip install, and you remember when we were installing Python, it came along with pip. Okay, so to install to help us to, install Python packages. So pip install Flask. Okay. All right, then we hit on enter. It's just going to take a few while, and then Flask would be installed on this particular project for us. So let's then open this in our code editor and see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see it is basically just the virtual environment which was created and nothing else. So point number one, to create, you need to create your app.py file. Okay, so let's get hello world on the screen. So the way you need to do it is to say that, hey, I need to install some couple of stuff. So I'll just say from Flask import Flask. Okay, so this would import Flask into our application. I'll then create a variable to hold, the Flask instance here. So I'll just say Flask and __ name. Okay, this would help me create the instance. Then let me create a simple route that when a user visits, you will see hello world. So this is the way you create a route. Quite simple enough, I tell you. Then you define a function. So the function might have a name. So let's say it's going to call home. So notice the indentation of Python in place over here. Let me just maximize the screen. Okay, so at this point, all you need to do is to use the return keyword and say hello world. All right, so this is how simple it is to output hello world with your Flask framework. Let's get this running and see it in the browser. So to get it running, you need to export this particular app. So we just say export Flask. Notice everything in capital env equals to development. Okay, so when we hit on enter, this would export the Flask application that we are currently working on. And then the way that we get it to run is to say Python, and then we just simply have to give it -m, and then we say Flask run. Okay, so this would get our Flask up and running, and every changes that we make, we will see it. So when we go back to our browser, all that we can type in here is localhost column 5000. Okay, and you can see hello world has been displayed on our page for us. So this is how simple it is to create a Flask application that says hello world. So in the next couple of episodes, we'll get started on something else.